Ever since the success of Stardew Valley, many have tried to come up with an equally cozy, charming, and engaging life sim. To stand out, these games need something new and exciting, and Potion Permit managed to do so with a unique setting and a refreshing spin on well-known mechanics. In Potion Permit, you do not inherit the farm of a relative. In fact, there is no farming at all. You are a chemist from the capital who is sent to the town of Moonbury to cure the mayor's daughter. The residents usually rely on the methods of their witch doctor and make it very clear that they do not want you there. But since all previous attempts to heal her have failed, you are allowed to take over the old clinic. The core gameplay loop consists of 3 parts: spending time with the people of Moonbury, gathering ingredients for potions, and of course, curing sick people in your clinic. Whenever a resident falls ill, you'll be notified by the sound of a horn in the morning. It's usually just a single patient about every other day, but they often come with multiple symptoms you need to diagnose. To find out if the weird feeling on their ankle is a bruise or a rash, you have to play a simple mini-game, like memorizing a sequence or pressing buttons at the correct time. Once you've identified the disease and know which potions you need, it's time to brew them in your trusty cauldron. While other games just have you click on a potion to create it, here the process is another mini-game. Each potion has a unique grid that you need to fill with differently shaped ingredients. At the beginning of the game, there's a limit of 5 ingredients per potion, so it's not possible to just use a bunch of smaller shapes. Over time, potions become more and more complex, and some can only be brewed with certain types of resources like fire, water, earth, or wind. Other potions need to be researched first, which is yet another minigame. There are no real brain teasers here, but it's still satisfying to solve these puzzles. And they never overstay their welcome, because once you've crafted a potion 5 times, you can save its recipes. However, one thing that does get a little old after a while is gathering the required ingredients. You have an axe, a sickle, and a hammer, with which you can gather plants, chop down trees, break rocks, and kill monsters. Every action consumes stamina that can be refilled by eating, sleeping, or visiting the bathhouse. The different regions each come with unique resources and enemies, which means you will often find new shapes for the puzzle game. The combat is pretty simple. You can slash and dodge, and sometimes you need to use a specific tool to break an enemy's armor or shield. The mechanics are fine and the regions are fun to explore, but with the amount of resources you need for potions, upgrades, and quests, a huge chunk of your time will be spent in the wilderness. I was constantly short on wood and stone, because you need that to upgrade your tools, home, clinic, cauldron, the town's shops, and to get rid of obstacles that block off new areas. So be prepared for a lot of grinding. Of the 3 main gameplay elements I've mentioned, brewing potions to cure patients is actually the smallest part. If you enjoyed the social aspect of games like Stardew Valley, you might even spend most of your time in the town. There are more than 30 characters you can get to know, each with a unique personality and daily schedule, and 6 of them can be romanced. At the start of the game, Moonbury feels very different compared to your typical cozy life sim full of people who welcome you with open arms. For the first 1 to 2 hours, every single person is rude, to a point where it might discourage players to spend more time in this world. But once you've gained their trust by taking good care of the patients, they all open up to you. You can build relationships with all residents by talking to them or giving them a special kind of tea that you get as a reward for curing patients or completing quests. Each character has multiple quests that show up on a bulletin board whenever you're about to reach the next friendship level. They might need help with a simple task, ask you to fetch some resources, or want you to brew a potion for more personal matters. There are tons of lovely cutscenes and well-written dialogues here that make the town feel alive. Of course, I can't talk about relationships without mentioning your canine companion. I'm a little sad that you can't choose a cat instead, but I have to admit it's pretty cute how the good boy follows you around. Plus, you can pet and feed him, which will strengthen your bond and actually make him useful. There are more things you can do in Moonberry, like part-time job minigames, community fetch quests, cooking, and fishing. And of course, you can visit several shops to upgrade equipment or change your appearance. Unfortunately, I've encountered some bugs that I hope will be ironed out soon. There were visual glitches and occasional stuttering. I often had to use the keyboard to interact with my dog, and every now and then the fast travel system sent me to a different dimension, where I could turn invisible and walk on water. Overall, Potion Pyramid is a charming new take on life sims. With a unique setting, fun mechanics, lovely pixel art, and interesting characters, it's perfect for people who don't mind the grind and are looking for their next cozy game. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think of this game in the comments below.